Welcome to Daniel's Sport Podcast, and on today's episode, we are going to be talking about the insane, crazy, unreal, unforgettable football transfers and preseason football games that have taken place in the recent couple of weeks. Now, I'm kind of a specialist in looking at football in relation to the Barclays Premier League, the EPL, if you like. However, we'll be talking about that in detail and again, football across the globe in general. So, having a look at the EPL completed transfers so far, and we've got very, not confusing, but interesting names that have, again, currently uh, taken place. So looking at, we'll go through the big name transfers, also looking at pretty much the big teams. So first off the bat, Arsenal signing Peter Cech from their rivals Chelsea. I'm an Arsenal supporter. This transfer is unbelievably good business by Arsene Wenger. We haven't had a good, like a solid goalkeeper probably since Jens Lehmann and David Seaman before that. So to have this guy, Peter Cech, or Petr Cech, come in from Chelsea for such a cheap fee. I know he's 33 years old, but I think the fee was around 11 million pound mark. That is a great bit of business for Arsenal. And again, if we can sign a couple more, again, high quality players, specifically a striker and maybe another midfielder, we'll have a good season. Looking at Chelsea, kind of their big signing was Radamel Falcao on loan from Monaco, even though his loan ended last year from Manchester United. So he was loaned from Monaco to United. He went back to Monaco, but then Chelsea picked up his loan. So he's on there for this current season. It'll be interesting to see how he does and whether or not he turns out to be a flop like he was at Manchester United. Looking at Liverpool, they've done a lot of business. So as of right now, they've signed Benteke, Nathaniel Klein, or Christian Benteke, Nathaniel Klein, James Milner, and Roberto Firmino as well. So their spending is pretty much north of £100 million. However, the two big departures for that club is their captain, former captain Steven Gerrard, left to the LA Galaxy in the MLS, and the big one, Raheem Sterling, has moved to Man City of all clubs. Yep, that's right, Man City he's gone to. And on Man City, they've also signed Fabian Delph as well. It's their two big signings so far. So they're doing quite a bit of good business. But I think the best team not the best team, the team that has made the best signings has in fact been Manchester United. Listen to these names: Morgan Schneiderlin for Southampton, a quality defensive midfielder. Bastian Schweinsteiger, one of the greatest midfielders of the modern era, signed him from Bayern. Memphis Depay, arguably one of the next best talents around Europe, signed him as well. They let go of Robin van Persie to Fenerbahce, so a lot of wages taken off their wage list, and same as Falcao, gone to Chelsea. So again, more wages taken off. So Manchester United have gone crazy with midfielders. For them, I'm not sure who's going to score the goals. I know they've got Rooney, but can he still play that lone striker role by himself? As he's getting on in age, we'll wait and see. But I think Manchester United so far have done the best business, and the transfers have been absolutely crazy, and the list goes on. Looking at international football, we've got Sami Khedira moving from Real Madrid on a free transfer to Juventus. So Juventus have really bolstered up their midfield. They lost Pirlo to New York City, I believe, in the MLS. So Khedira brought as his replacement. They then lost Arturo Vidal to Bayern Munich because Bayern need to strengthen their midfield too. So Bayern have purchased Arturo Vidal, who everyone was kind of rumored to want, but Bayern snatched him up. So another quality signing for them. Also, on looking at Bayern Munich's rivals, Borussia Dortmund, they've signed Gonzalo Castro, I believe from Leverkusen. He's had an outstanding season, and he could be in there as well to plug a couple of gaps in midfield and link up with Royce and indeed Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Also, gone back I know we're chopping and changing him, going back to the Serie A and to Juventus. They also signed Mario Mandzukic from Inter Atletico Madrid. So again, they lost Tevez to Boca Juniors because he wanted to go back to his homeland. They picked up Mario Mandzukic, another key quality signing, and hopefully I think they believe they can go back and do a repeat and get back to the Champions League final. But whether or not they'll go one step further this year, we'll have to wait and see. Additionally, so far Real Madrid, I don't think they've made. Yes, they've made a couple of signs. Made Danilo, the right back, originally from FC Porto, and he'll be a quality signing, give competition to Carvajal in the right back position. I think that he may also be able to play left back as well, so on either side. But I think the big change with Real Madrid this year is the coach. Got rid of Ancelotti for not winning anything last year. They brought Rafa Benitez, not sure how he's going to do, but just saw them in their pre-season tour match down here in Melbourne against Roma a couple of nights ago. And for the first half, it was pretty much a 4-4-2 that they set up with Bale and indeed Jesse Rodriguez up front. Ronaldo was playing on the left side, and he didn't really play up top too much. So I think what Rafa has said and Florentino Perez have said before the start of this season is that they wanted to play Gareth Bale as the central figure spearheading that attack. And I think that indeed that's what's going to happen this year. You'll see Gareth Bale at striker. I don't think Ronaldo will get too many games there. It'll be more of Bale interchanging with Benzema, and Ronaldo will come in off the left as he's done for the majority of his career. Even though he's getting on in age, I think that traditionally, as he gets a bit older, he shouldn't be asked to play out wide so much, and he should be able to shift in and play central because he's a goal scorer. He's going to score you a lot of goals. But Florentino Perez obviously wants, Gareth Bale was his star signing, so he wants him to play and be the figure of that football club. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. And again, there's just countless rumours that are coming in the newspapers every day, pretty much. But those are the big football transfers that have taken place so far. Let me know who you guys support and how you think your team will do this season. I have a couple of interesting inclinations that I will share with you guys. I believe that Chelsea, again, are the team to beat. I don't think anyone's got a well structured group as they have. Again, under Mourinho, he's such just an influential figure, and his football IQ is just cannot be compared to any other managers around the world. So I think they'll win. The rest of the top four, so second, third, and fourth, will be fought out, I believe, between the two Manchester clubs and Arsenal. I don't think Liverpool have made a lot of signings, but Christian Benteke, he's had a couple good seasons with Villa. Is he ready for that big move up to such a big club such as Liverpool? We'll have to wait and see. James Milner, I believe, will be a revelation, and his career will be rejuvenated, taking over Steven Gerrard's position in that centre of the midfield, dictating passes to the likes of Benteke and indeed Daniel Sturridge and Coutinho. I'm not sure about Roberto Firmino, who they signed for, I think it was 44 million. We'll have to wait and see on him. I'm not 100% sure on whether he is indeed EPL ready. Peter Cech will have an outstanding season for Arsenal, probably be keeper of the season, although I think he'll have to rival his former teammate Thibaut Courtois, who he could have another very good season, but we'll have to wait and see for that, because Chelsea's defense is very, very structured, so I don't think too many teams will be scoring against them. Manchester United, as I've said before, they'll really strengthen that midfield. They already have Schneiderlin, Schweinsteiger, you've got Daley Blind, Marouane Fellaini, Ada Herrera that they've got there as well. Rooney can drop back in midfield if Van Gaal wants to and play the pie up top, so interesting to see. They've got a lot of combinations that they can use, so it'll be interesting to see how they fare. Raheem Sterling at Man City, I think he'll find it hard to fit in because that team's all about Aguero. I mean, rightfully so. The guy's world class. but Sterling will have trouble. I think he'll play predominantly on the right hand side, taking over or James Milner and indeed Sami Nasri's position in the team. So he's gonna have to feed balls to Aguero, link up with Silva, and play off Torre as well. So that'll be fun to see an Englishman get a good run of games at City. And finally, let's talk about again Arsenal. The team cohesion's there. Had a couple of good pre-season games, so hopefully this can be our year and we can win the title. But enough of that. Again, let me guys know who you support and how you think your team will fare in this upcoming EPL season, and indeed who you guys think you might also sign. If you've made any signings, are you happy? Are you not? Who do you think is going to be your leading goal scorer and indeed your player of the season? Let me guys know down in the comments, and I'll catch you